Alrighty, what is going on, ladies and gents? Welcome back to the channel for another market update. Hope everybody's having a lovely day. And with that being said, get into some TA. All right, guys, so we had a lovely look going on today, and then the last 2 hours of the day, you gave back most of today's gains. That is not the best look going into tomorrow, so I'm just going to preface the video with that. We're going to start off here with the indices, then we're going to cover the big boys, then we got the semiconductors and all those guys. Those guys, also aren't looking too hot right now, okay? Everything's not looking too hot with what happened these last 2 hours of the day here going into tomorrow. So I will just preface the video with that. That is that. And then we're going to hit it with the Bitcoin, and then I got a trade idea for you. All right, guys, so kicking off here with SPY's daily time frame. Like I was saying, all right, last 2 hours of the day, you folded over here, bulls. You did have some very clean price action today. I will point that one out. All right, and honestly, guys, things ain't looking too bad. Price action wise, this thing is, a pretty beautiful chart we got going on here. And honestly, guys, things aren't looking too bad across the board. We can move lower. Okay, we can move lower just on, a few of these charts I'm going to show you. We definitely have some potential here. I'm going to point it out. But I'm also going to, I'm going to point out both sides how these things are looking, okay? Kicking off here with SPY, guys. Large upper wick going on there. You rejected the 528.60 resistance, which is literally just the low of that candlestick right there. Now, what you also rejected is your supply zone, all right? Your 520.75 to 524.61 supply zone. You have rejected that. It was supposed to act as demand. What happened? You gapped underneath it, all right? Immediately, guys, if you're coming into something like that, you expect it to be demand. You gap underneath it, expect it to be supply when you're coming back up and testing it. We had a large upper wick yesterday. We had a large upper wick today. That is not the best look moving forward. So, I will just point that one out. Back-to-back large upper wick shows that sellers, all right, were taking positions on both these days, all right? They want to shove you down both these days. Now, I will point out you had the big gap up today. Well, not big gap up. You had a big move up with the small gap up. But, at the end, like you moved higher today, you're up almost 1%. But at the end of the day, this is not a good looking daily candlestick we got going on here. All right, guys, so we're going to kick it off down to the hourly time frame here. And I am going to just remove this, guys. Let's just know, okay, 510.75 is right above 509. 509 is the 0.786 fib, right? Just to clean up this chart so we don't have this yellow just blaring at us. We're going to take that off. But, 509, we know the level. It's in our heads. There you go. Okay, guys. So underneath 520.75, we do a 518.36, and that is going to align with that 0.618 fib right below 517.80. All right, and 514.88, that's really the bull's line in the sand here for determining, are we going to hold here for the higher low and then push back up? Or are you going to give that up and we risk coming down here to 510.75? Which, underneath there, you guys can see, okay, you have that 50. That's why we pointed out 509, guys. We have the 509.786 fib right here from this whole rally. All right. So, like, picture perfect. You want these things to hold because when they don't hold, it's not good. We have a scenario right now exactly like this right here. Do you want me to point out? It doesn't matter if you want it or not. I'm going to do it. There you go. All right. There you go. You have the stupid magnet. Okay, you have the 0.618 test right there. Well, now, guys, from that was a mighty rally. Okay, you had that whole thing get retraced, 80-point move, right? 20%. You guys want to see something crazy? All right, 70-point move, 15%. We're pretty much doing the same thing, except we're now testing the lower bound of that. Okay, so this sell-off that we have right now is pretty comparable to what you had over there. You had a 50-point sell-off. Now we have a 56-point sell-off. All right, 56-point sell-off over here. This thing, all right, is now pulled back more than this entire pullback over here, 10.93%. Okay, not entire, all right, not the entire pullback, but you're 1% off there. That's how aggressive this thing has gotten, and this thing took what? 3 months? Yeah, 3 months, guys. This is like 27 days, I think I saw earlier. 25 days, okay? This thing, it probably has a bottom right around the corner. I'm still going to take that stance, but I will also point out VIX ended up closing out like this, and you do come over here to VIX futures. And how did you close out? You had that hammer candlestick, right, guys? That does open the door up, all right? The bears, you got one shot. You got one opportunity. It comes once in a lifetime. Psych, it has been here for quite some time, and it will be here until it goes away, all right? To go away, what are we really going to need to see? We're going to need to see a pullback at some point, and we're going to need to see a bust up through that high, and now you have the tides of change in the upward direction, and that'll be a good looking chart. All right, and that'll be that. But until that happens, guys, proceed with caution. There's that. Okay, guys, so you're watching that golden pocket down over here on SPY, 514.88. You want to see that hold underneath 514.50, guys. We're just watching for 510.75. That is a, almost a percent move down, 0.75, 0.75% on the downside there. Look at that guy over there. And yeah, 518, you definitely are looking for buyers to start stepping in over here, and they potentially could be bringing you all the way back up here to 524.61, which is the top of that supply zone. All right, so that is that. Okay, let's say you come all the way down here and you start bouncing back. Well, right here, the golden pocket aligns with 524.61, so that is a path of interest over here. Okay, bulls, you're looking for this. Okay. And we're going to have to see what happened here at this golden pocket, because if you come up here, you're probably going to take that out, and you're probably coming all the way up here. There's a $9 move, okay? The 537.45. If you come back up and retest 528.60, you're probably going to break it. All right, there's a call, and then you're probably coming straight up here to 533.52. And if that could be broken, 537.45. All right, so realistically, guys, you come back up here, you're coming up here. Boom. Boom. There you go. Okay, moving on over here to Sir QQQ. QQ on the daily time frame, we can see you also closed out with that large upper wick. Not the best look, I will point out, just like SPY. Daily RSI at 30. Okay, it's curling up, hinged up, off of oversold territory. Guys, all right, looking back, for a while now, this is what brings it. All right. Okay, in between here and here, you had one shot, one opportunity for 2 freaking years to buy that thing. I know there's a lot of volatility and fear in this market, but I'm definitely going to say it's probably going to play out like we've seen like all of these other times. I'm still just going to take that stance, guys. I'm sorry, but I'm also not sorry. Sorry, not sorry. VIX got crushed. Like, this is what I'm talking about. We still aren't seeing things really act like a crash. And I know we had that big day there, but the market seems to have, gone back to, pretty normal price action over here. And VIX has already crushed back down. All right, let's just see how much VIX crushed. 64%. Do you guys want to see what happened over here on this big COVID 2020 spike? What was the largest crush we had over here? 50%. I am just saying, I'm sorry, Bears. I think the Bulls are coming back, and I think they're coming back, and that they're going to be aggressive this time around. I think they're angry. All right, I think they're really mad. And hey, all right, you just had this really aggressive sell-off, and people are still just looking for a crash. You just saw an 80-point move down in 1 month. 1 month, 16%, guys. All right. What can you ask for? Okay, that is double this move over here. This is double what you got last time, and you're going to be mad about it? No, don't do that. Okay, 8%. That's what you got in a month. You see that 30 days? You just got that in less than a month. You just got double that. Okay, this whole correction here was 12%. You are down 16%. Okay, so like, I don't know who I gotta, hammer it through your skull there. All right. Not saying this in a hateful way at all. I am simply pointing it out to all of us. Now that we, went through that fear time right there, the guys, it kind of is back in by the dip mode for the time being. And I know things are pretty hairy out there. Pretty hairy, pretty scary. Okay? Scary, hairy people out there. But guess what? All right. These charts are probably still going to keep doing, they're going to act the same as they have been. VIX is, it has potential here, but at the same time, it is already came down 64%. And it's very close to just coming down over here into 20. All right. My buddy on Twitter said today, get under 20 and you're going to see this thing unwind. Yeah, I agree. All right. This is a key spot. You get under, well, we're going to call it 2136, baby. You get under there. This thing, yeah, I can see what you're saying over here. You're probably going to die. All right. This thing's probably coming all the way back down here. And at that point, all the bears are going to be like, oh my God, what? VIX was just 300% higher. What? But now it's not. What? That's, the trajectory I think this thing is on. But then again, all right, you do have futures in the red right now. But honestly, I stand behind what I just said. This thing isn't behaving like a crash. We're not seeing the individual tickers behave like a crash. All right. And, Spine QQ still don't look bad to me. This is probably going to be treated like a normal correction. Yep. All right. We're back. We're back. Yep. Permeable Henry. We're here for it. But yeah, I'm also just going to call price action as I see it. Okay, guys. So, here you can see on the hourly time frame. Actually, kick it down to the 15-minute time frame, guys. All right. What are you paying attention to? You coming down here, 432.50, 433.76. It's really the support level. But if you come down here, you're probably going to wick down here if I had to take a guess at it. All right. So 432.50. If you cannot hold 428.60 on this pullback here. Oh, look at that little move down you just had. Oh, 50-cent move down. Look at that. Yeah, if you can't hold here, guys, guess what? Wrap sitting, you're coming all the way back down to 423.50-ish, wherever the low of this candlestick was, 423.45. And guess what happens if you revisit there? You're very likely just coming down to the next key level at 420.63. Okay? Start breaking under 428.50, things ain't looking good. Honestly, start getting under 433.76, things really start not looking good. And then you got bulls hanging on by a thread in between here and here. Okay, it's a whole percent that you're just gonna be like hanging on by a thread. And then if this is really giving up here, that is when you're probably just coming straight down here. Okay, boom, 7.5 points. Boom. IWM, what do we got? All right, we got a whole bunch of levels. The thing is looking mighty ugly. Okay, it's looking mighty ugly. But remember, bunch of consolidation just started. When it just pulled back and, undercut that low. That's terrible looking. It's tragic, okay? But what do we also have? All right, this is regular hours. It's not extended hours. You have that one being mega oversold. Okay, so I saw this the other day and say nothing about it. But, all right, I'll talk about this one right here. Okay, you think I want to just call it things that are oversold? No. All right, give me the setups, the momentum sets. Give me them. I want that market back. We'll get that market back eventually. But right now, guys, we are in, crazy town. And we're going to rock and roll with crazy town. That's how we going to do it. All right, 4-hour RSI is oversold. Just like over there. Okay, this is back, in your July through October correction. I'm not saying it's going to do that, but it's a possibility. But then I'm also going to show the last 2 times over here. I'm just giving you the data, baby. Giving you the data. Okay, daily RSI, guys, it's already pretty down there after this aggressive run it just had. Okay, I guess in the end it did have that bearish divergence on the daily time frame, just like it did over there, and then sold from that. Did we have one over here? I think we just might. 61.48 was the high over here. No, you did not. Okay, either way, you ended up selling. But yeah, guys, levels you are paying attention to from current price, all right? Support, 202.52, under there, 199.88, and then 197.41. Okay, well, right there, that is the one that held right there. And I am just going to point out, if you were to take that, you're going to come all the way up there. All right. You're kind of holding it. You're not really holding it, but you're kind of holding it. So you do have the 0.786 fib going on there. But what do we also got going on? Right around that spot with the 0.786 fib and support, you have 200-day moving average. All right, so that is something that should be, noted here. And I will come back over to SPY. This is why I was saying, hey, all right, it can happen. You got the SPY 200-day right over there. Okay, we've seen these things get tested. They like to be tapped. All right, there's also times when you do exactly what we got going on right now, and you look like that, and yeah, you don't test it. So, like, who freaking knows? But we're definitely going to talk about it. QQQ, it already did test it, and it already did find buyers. There's a lot of, these things actually testing this thing right now. IWM was definitely one that tested it yesterday, okay? Perfect reaction off of that. And right at the 197.41 support down there is resistance, guys. 204.64, 207.56. Those are your key levels. If you could get above 207.56, you probably get a straight shot up to 209.77, and that's that. Okay, guys, the 212.25, we thought it would be support. No, what is it, guys? The top of our freaking supply zone now. What the heck is that about? That's crazy. Are you nuts? Insane. DIA. What do we got going on here, guys? Again, with the clean price section, right? You came right up here to our resistance, okay? Low of that candlestick. Guess what? You rejected. You rejected 393.56, and now you're coming back down to 389.01. Underneath 389.01, guys, I'm just going to say you're probably coming down here this next support at 383.63. Okay? We can load this up. Oh, that is not that. Come on. Get to the bottom there. 0.786 fib is right down near 383.63. That is a level of interest for myself. Okay? We will do this. Add alert. Yes. VIX, we already covered it. Closed out with a lower wick there. 15%, if I recall correctly. 15%. Not the worst look on the close, but again, guys, with how everything else is shaping up, and considering this thing just fell 60 freaking 4% from the highs, 63, whatever it is. Yeah, all right. I'm willing to say this is probably not going to be a market crash right now. This is probably just, market-wide panic at just a volatility event, whatever we want to freaking call this thing, okay? This thing is already up there, and you just did something that didn't happen over here, okay? You fell 60% instead of that 50%. And then you have a bunch of these charts not looking like they did back in, the COVID crash days, okay? So I'm just going to put two and two together and say maybe times have changed and maybe the crash is not just yet. Maybe we're going to do what I pointed out yesterday and we are going to bounce. All right. And maybe we do that and then we get a bigger fall. I don't know. We're going to have to see how all of this plays out. All right, moving on over here to the chips. SMH, guys, you did end up bouncing right off your 206.11 support and that 200 daily moving average. I know it's not right off of it, but, it's pretty close there. And if you do come over here, let's see if you tested your other support. 198.44 is where you really launched off of. Okay, so that was that. But, guys, on the upside, 230.05 is going to be your resistance, okay? 227 to 230, that is really what you're watching for sellers to step in. And guys, on above there, 239, and that is that. And again, that 200-day moving average, I was going to take it off, but hey, it's right around there too. NVIDIA, it is dancing right around that 200 daily moving average. Okay, like I told you, a bunch of these things that like to dance around them, they're doing them right now. This is where we see either pivot points, like pivot points for downside or upside, either or. Okay, like it doesn't matter. This is typically where one side will take the wheel. This time around, you're coming into this bad boy with the downside. All right, so pivoting probably going to be to the upside. Just how I look at these things. Okay, but that's that. We could take it off. I don't use it too often, but someone pointed out today, and we have that thing coming into play across the board. So that is that. All right, NVIDIA, guys. SMCI, it did just have earnings, so this thing did move off of those earnings. But if we're just gonna look at NVIDIA as itself there, okay, guys, 102.54 support. If you do get under there, you are watching the golden pocket right here. 97.40 is going to be the next spot. So you probably do get a straight move down here. I know that's a decent move right there. All right. But yeah, 97.40, that is the level of interest for me down there. And then if you do manage to break down under 94.40, that is what I'm going to say. You're probably coming back down to these lows, and you are probably testing this 0.786 fib right here. We're going to have to see what happens. But like, these are reasons I don't think we're going to come down here, because you break this thing, you're probably testing the next support, which is down here. And I don't think it's going to happen. All right. $80. I don't think it's going to happen at that point. Like, it was just like at $3 trillion. Okay. The market cap is no longer at 3 trillion. It's at 2.5. But let's be real. If it gets down to $80, 75%, 75%, okay, guys, on something that right now is a $2.56 trillion market cap. Are you crazy? Are you crazy? Okay. You want to see how much money that is? Okay. 256. We're just going to do that. Times 1.75. That is over a 4 trillion market cap. Do you think it's going to happen? I don't know. All right. Don't know. We have no idea how this thing's going to go back up. But you push up to the highs. That's what we're talking. That's, oh, wait. You know what? I just realized my flaw. What the heck am I talking about? That's from current price, not from down here. I am an absolute idiot. Do not listen to me. I was going to say things aren't mathing, and I was like, you know, I'm just going to keep rolling with it. 1.3. Oh my God. That makes sense. I was going to say, I didn't see no 4 trill last time we were up at the highs. Okay. But regardless, do you guys see what I'm saying? Do you see what I'm getting at? The amount of money. This was the most expensive thing in the world not too long ago. And, you know, if it really does break here, it's probably coming down here. And at that point, you know, how much money is really flowing around here? That's freaking insane. All right. Like, this is something comparable to Apple and Microsoft and all those big guys now. And, you know, it's having moves like this. Insanity. Okay. Insanity. So those are my thoughts on the video. Okay. Big spot, 106.48. Get above there. 108.72. Get above, and then 114 up there near the 0.786 fib. Above there, 118. My target for the bounce, 118. SMCI earnings, let's talk about it. I do think you're probably gonna, you know, play out in some, you know, manner just like that. Why do I think this? All right. Well, let's just refer back to the last earnings where you gapped down 14%. Well, where are you at right now in after hours? You were gapping down, you know, a pretty similar amount there, comparable, 12 freaking percent. Okay. What happened? You sold back down to support. What do we got here? You sold back down to support. That's where we've got it marked out, 529.50. Well, what happens next, guys? Okay. Maybe, all right, maybe you swipe that support. So your support was right here. You go down a little bit. All right, just a teensy bit, and then you rocket ship back up. Okay, you rocket ship and you gap up maybe even into the next day, and then you do it again. All right, and you troll people yet again because this guy's a big fat troll. And then what happens? All right, then it really does rocket ship, and you're like, oh, hot damn, now we do get a 10% move to the upside. All right, so I think it is right around the corner. Your daily RSI is definitely beaten down into a ditch over here. You got the heavy volume. Let's see what gets put in tomorrow. We want to see all the volume in the world, guys. We want to see these roll in on these bottoms, okay? You see these volume spikes, okay? These are your capitulation style moves. We got them across the board right now. This is why I don't think we're going much lower here, guys. I do think we probably do have a bottom in. And we're going to really have to see how things play out this week. But, you know, we got a shot here. We got the shot here on a lot of these things. And, you know, with what VIX just did, you know, it makes sense for things like this, yeah, to start rebounding. This thing has been falling down and it's beaten into the gutter. And you got everyone calling for a market crash. And fear and greed index is now underneath 20. It's in extreme fear territory. I think it's out at 17. You know, guys, these are what is going to put in the bottom. I understand it came with, you know, the whole VIX spike and stuff, and, you know, everyone just being convinced, oh, market crash is taking place. But now we see what we see the past few days, and I don't think a market crash is taking place. So there's that. I'll definitely talk about it. And this video is on the shorter end, so that's not a bad thing at all. There's that. Okay, guys, but, you know, very likely you have some sort of reaction just like that. Your daily RSI is already down here. And, you know, you could just look here on the extended hours. Okay, guys, so your line in the sand there was 582.45. You started giving that up and you started dying. All right, so there was that. But I will also point out what you could have done about that. You could have put that right there. Okay, you give up 582.45. You're probably going to take out 572.50. And then you got a straight shot down to 529.50. Okay, so that is how that sequence of events ended up playing out over there. So yeah, that's my thought. This path right here, guys, maybe next week you start seeing SMCI get a little bouncy, and probably it's going to be testing this daily 9 moving average right there. That is what I had to say about SMCI. Avgo, guys. All right, Avgo. I told you guys, this was the cleanest chip chart that I see. I'm also going to say this thing is also being a piece of poop. Like a bunch of these things, honestly, guys, we have, potential for these head and shoulders to form. Like I do think a bounce is here, but, on the bounce, guys, okay, you have massive potential for these massive head and shoulders. All right. Like, it looks like this is like, what are those things called? Power Ranger. All right. You got your little Power Ranger head. That's your helmet right there. And you got your shoulder. All right. I don't know why I just thought of that. But you guys see what I say, okay? A big fat stankin' head and shoulders, top formation with the neckline clearly being this slanted trend line. All right, guys. So, this thing is taking quite a beating as well. Everything's taking a beating. You get the daily bullish diverge going on here. I'm going to point out what I don't like. Boom, bop, bing. I do like right there. Okay, this is what I was saying. A bunch of these things, you got this sitting right underneath current prices, like a bunch of them. Okay, but well, the lows, which because we had such a big move up, is actually a decent ways away from the current price. So that's unfortunate that these 200 days aren't like tapping current price or yesterday's price when we had that big nasty spill. But it is okay. What I do not like is that you rejected this 9 daily moving average today. And you also are fighting at 143.82. Guys, this is 3 days in a row. You got these wicks stemming right from 143.82. Okay? I'm just saying, if this thing does get a daily close, that's when your big, recovery here comes. That's when you get this move back up here. Okay, and I'm going to take these off. I'm going to make these red levels again. Okay? We're going to take that off right there. I'm going to go like that. And we're going to go like that. Okay. And yeah, honestly, this, arrow kind of sums up my thoughts over here. That is how I think this is going to be playing out. I think we could take this off at this point in time because you kind of just spilled out of the floor over there, out of your little Power Ranger helmet. All right. But yeah, guys, get above 143.82 and you got a clean shot up to 149.15 above there, 156.40. Okay. Now, are you going to be testing the low? You don't know. If you break under 133, I'm going to just say right here, if you come right here, you're probably going to break under there and you're probably coming down here. So that's how I think. That is why I will set the alert a little, a little above. After seeing a move like this, it makes absolutely no sense to revisit that. And if you do revisit a bunch of these, see, this is really the slippage, the slippery side, I should say, of, everything I'm showing you guys, all these charts. Weekly chart. When the heck do you see a reversal candlestick with such a fat, nasty gap down, and then you come back up and revisit here? You don't. You don't. This is one that started 10% lower, guys. I can't find them on these charts, okay? If you guys could go try and backtest yourself and find them, let me freaking know. But I'm not finding them. You see these little gap downs, and then they had intraday, or intra-week, I guess in this case, moves. But I do not see any crazy 5 to 10% gap downs that then mark the bottom. What I do, I've seen in the past, I'm not going to try and I am trying to find it on this chart, but I'm probably not going to find it. We've seen gap downs, and then it's unfilled structure, and you come back in. You have that market auction I've mentioned, a few times on this channel, okay? Which is like, oh, okay, you got to test the market. Are there buyers or there sellers there? You got to see what's happening there. Well, you gapped all the way down here. You retested that. Okay, so this was that unfilled structure here with this big gap down that you didn't really get to see the market reaction to. Now the market's seeing the reactions to the market auction. And guess what? Right now, you're getting rejection. So we could see a wick here for him. And then we get continuation on the next one. We're going to have to see how this thing closes out the week. All right. A bunch of these freaking charts have the same look. SPY has that look. Oh, so guys, this is actually the exact look I was talking about. I've seen this, plenty of times before where you cap down and come back up, fill it, and then it closes out with an upper wick, and then you continue lower. I've seen these, a good amount of times. What I haven't seen is a massive freaking gap down that then gets filled, and then that marks a reversal. I just haven't seen it, all right? Like, this is not QQQ, guys. This ain't no, individual ticker. This is a 5% gap down, okay? Then you moved back up. We're already at a $25 move for the week. How big do we think it's going to get? It could actually get bigger. Yeah, no, this is a massive candle right here. This is a $25 move. We already had our 20, we already kind of had that. We got this guy over here. 23. Okay. We're just going to have to see how this week closes out. I really wouldn't expect, too much craziness this week on the upside, just because of how things, how far things have already gotten. Smci wasn't a positive catalyst. If that was a positive catalyst, then we would have seen NVIDIA moved up. NVIDIA moving up would have encouraged the others to move up. Everything probably would have started gapping up. It would have started moving up in the after hours. But that was not the case. All right. That was not the freaking case. All right. But you do have this 200-day right down there. So I do have to imagine maybe you dance around here. But at the end of the day, you're probably going to use that as a springboard to launch up. But again, I just pointed out on the other chart, head and shoulders up the wazoo. All right. Boom. It wasn't planned, but it's beautiful. Look at my head and shoulders pattern. Come down there. You can bring this guy up here. Nah, that doesn't look clean. Go like that. There. Beautiful. All right. There is our man. All right. That's our man's. Those are our shoulders. That is his big old head. And if it breaks, all right, if you bounce back up and then you do that, all right, what if we get an actual market crash? Guys, what if? What if? All right. I feel like we had a head and shoulders back in, where was it? 2008. Yeah, I knew it. Because I remember in 2022, I was all about this market crash thing, all right? I knew what I was. Yeah. Okay, guys. So this is kind of exactly how things are shaping up. All right. No cap, no kizzy. You're right here. Boom. Boom. All right, guys. Let's see if we get an exact analog of what we got going on over here. Okay. Let's see if this happens. I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm not saying it's going to be perfect, but you literally had a head and shoulders pattern, a massive one that took a while to form. All right. So right now, holy sweet baby Jesus, that's too long. All right. We don't have something as massive as that. But, it's possible. What I just said, it's possible. You have this massive freaking pattern. All right. It's almost a year. All right. If you take your sweet time to get over here in December and then you do something about it, that'll be freaking crazy. All right. All right, guys. I know I just wasted a lot of our time there. Let's move on. All right. Well, maybe you enjoy talking about these things like I do. I have absolutely no idea. I really don't know. I don't know. Moving on, though. So we talked about Avgo. Let's come over here to ARM, guys. You're on your 200 daily moving average. Daily RSI is oversold, curling back up, hinging back up, guys. The levels to pay attention to. Resistance, 118.50 and 125.98. In reality, you get above 118.50, you could take this this level, shove it up your butt, all right? Because you're probably coming straight up to 135.41. And that is that. On the downside, 108.69. Underneath there, 97.76. Okay, that is that. But again, 200-day moving average. Yes, Sam, what do you got? Oh, 200-day moving average. This is what I was saying. Someone pointed out, and I'm like, holy sweet baby Jesus, everything got it. Daily, 9 EMA, rejection as of today. There you go. But guys, things don't go straight up. They just don't. All right. And I saw a comment the other day. Shout out if it's you. In this environment, there's no way we're going to see a straight shot up where, with the VIX elevated like this, it's going to be a zigzag. It's going to go back and forth. It's going to have its pullbacks. Okay, probably will pull back, maybe test 148.43. Here's what it's looking like to me. Underneath 152.55, 148.43. And if we do see that, I think this is a very likely reaction from there. And you come back up here to test 156.84, but you're probably going to break it because of the second test there. Okay. I actually thought about this today, guys, how I imagine charts and buyers, okay, and sellers, like that market auction I was saying. Right here, guys, you have a 1, you have a 2. Okay, let's just say this is 5 million shares. Okay, someone has a 5 million share sell order right here. Someone else has a 5 million share sell order right here. Okay, market comes up. All right, market comes up. Test it. There's 5 million worth of buyers right here. Okay, they're coming up to test it. They absorb this first sell order. Boom, gone. Okay, and then market does something like this, coming back, and it comes up, test it again. What happens? All right, what happens? It goes straight up, just like that, shoots up like a rocket. Well, now it absorbs that 5 million worth of sell orders right there. Okay, and just like that, your supply right here, it slowly got eaten up. And now from this point on, this is when you start getting your consolidation. All right. When you still have these sell orders here, you get your quick reactions. Okay. And then buy orders would be here. You get your quick reactions. Well, now when it actually starts to consolidate, it typically happens right under resistance, and it'll go right, like, up and down, up and down. You'll still see wicks there. Typically, I see something like this. All right, where it pulls back. That's the fake move, and then boom, it takes it all out in the next go because you have all these sell orders sitting here. Boom, let's grab some more buy orders. Let's push it back up, and then in this go, you still have like the few remaining over here. They're pushing you down. They're holding you down. But as you can see, they didn't slam you down, so they are starting to dwindle there. This is, direct example here. This is what I see all the freaking time. You come up to resistance, you consolidate around that resistance or right under it, get a bunch of wicks on it, you pull back, search for some liquidity, boom. You search back up and you break that, and then you head to the next level, okay? Level by level trading, charting, trading, whatever you want to, call it, that level by level. That's really, all you really need. You need your gold pocket, you need your level, supply and demand, support and resistance. Get your moving averages in there, whatever you like, okay? And you got some clean price action to follow. That is that. Okay, guys. Okay, I don't even know what got me into this. I was definitely thinking about it today. Maybe I just want to subconsciously share it. That was that. All right, guys. But yeah, if you come up here, you break above there, 160, 169.84. Okay, that's that. On the downside, 152.55, break under there, 148.43. That is that. Okay, and then, you, of course, don't want to come all the way back down there, but line in the sand, we're going to say 142.20. That is your support. If you give that up, probably just revisiting 133.70 down here. That would be unfortunate. MU, guys, this is a piece of crap. This is a piece of crap. That is that. Got under that 200 day, right? Just kind of fell off a cliff here. Now it's probably going to go back up and test it. It's just going to have resistance over there. Probably going to be right around 98.45. So that's what I'm going to be looking for over here on MU. Daily RSI is in the crapper, 25.31. Probably are going to be running back up to test this area of supply now. It, was supposed to act as demand, but as you saw, you just saw that gap down underneath it. That is that. Okay. As support, underneath 86.91, you got 83.88. On the upside, if you can take out 90.04, probably start pushing up the supply zone, 94 to 98. That's that. And D, guys, this is known as the troll. Okay, on the weekly chart. 0.786 fib from this whole rally here. This isn't a small rally. This was massive. Okay, this was, as you could see, 150%. You have pulled back so freaking much here at this point. That is minus $100. Yes, at one time this was over $200, guys. That was a thing. Guys, it's, down here, 121.83. That's bulls line in the sand. If you take out 125.50, you're probably retesting 121.83. And at that point, you might go a little bit lower. I don't know. But you really don't want to revisit down here. You don't even want to come down here because, like I said, bulls are just going to be, hanging by a thread. And then you're worried, okay? And then maybe it does come down here. And then you're like, what the heck happens now? Or like, what the heck happens now? Look at this. Came back up, tested that 200-day moving average. Guys, we will be paying attention to this moving forward. It's not like I'm new to this. I just don't, I don't use what I don't use on a daily basis. I don't want to use, I don't want to complicate things. I don't want to complicate things for you guys. I don't want to complicate things definitely for me. And that's how it is. But, clear as day, guys. We got to take advantage of this. All right. During corrections, we got to take advantage of this. We'll put it that way. So when a stock is correcting, we'll put it on the chart. Every other time, I'm not going to have it cluttered in the chart, though. All right, guys. Support 130.24 underneath there. Watch 128.50 and then 125.50. That's kind of bull's first line in the sand. Underneath there, retest 120, 183. Okay, if you can hold 130.24, you probably start pushing back up to 134.05. Above there, 136.81. Big spot, key spot, 141.15 up there. You could see where you got underneath, dance around it. All right, boom. You got sucked right back under it. Very key spot right there. And you have the retest of this uptrend that has been broken. So probably does have sellers there again if tested. I'll just, boom. There you go. Won't be tested for a while. We'll definitely watch it before it gets tested, but it's there. All right, so those are the semis, guys. Tesla. Okay. Now look at that. I did map out this. Okay, I'm gonna remove this, but do you guys, take it in. This is your trade plan. Okay. These are just the moves that I'm seeing. Okay. You get above 205.60, 214.71. That's your go-to. All right. Underneath 194.86. You're probably going to take a ride down to this 0.618 fib right there from, this rally right there we just had. Okay. You're probably coming down to 190. That is going to be, as you see right there, $4.50 move right there. Okay. And then the other move I see is if you can break under 186.70, that is when you have a straight shot down to 182.67, which is a 2% move. So those are three separate plays here. The big one is on the upside if you can get that move right there. Okay, so break above 205.60, 214.71. That's what you're paying attention to. Amazon. What do you got over here on Amazon? Okay. Same sitch we're talking about on a lot of these other tickets because they all look the exact freaking same. Most of them, they look the exact freaking same. Under 158.54, which is your support right now. Underneath there, you're watching the golden pocket in between 154.50 and 157. All right, so 157, look for buyers, start stepping in on that. But I'm really going to say, guys, take out 154.50. 151.60 is not too far behind. That is that. You do have the 200-day. Got tested on Friday. You broke underneath it. And now, guys, I'm just going to point out, minus 10%. Okay, minus 10% from that 200-day moving average. This thing is now fallen within less than a month, 25%. 19%. I'll just show it on the weekly time frame. 22.5% going from here down to here. Going from here down to here in, a 2-month time frame, it looks like. A month and a half right there. 20%. This took, I think a month and a half as well. There's that. Well, what did this take, guys? All right. This took, you could see a month. All right. And you fell more than both of those times. That is noteworthy. Okay, that is definitely something that we should talk about. Maybe it is market crashing, or maybe you came up here, overthrew the high, no one was willing to buy it up here, and you pulled back and did exactly what I was actually just saying. All right? Guys, this is a perfect representation of what I was just saying I see all the time. Supply and demand, baby. This is my vision in my head today. Holy, this chart is beautiful. I love it so much, right? Look at this uptrend. Spilled down to the neckline of this inverse head and shoulders pattern. I love this thing so much, all right? Boom. We're going to, use this example again. Right there, okay? There's 1 mil sell orders right there. 1 mil sell orders right here. 1 mil sell orders. Right here, we have 1. Okay, 1 mil sell orders. Right here, this push, you take out the first one. You dwindle it down, but they're clearly very aggressive here. Clearly more sellers than buyers because price got shoved down. Guys, the market is a constant auction, okay? The only thing that moves price up and down is you're buying and selling, okay? Us as a whole, okay? Probably not us little guys, but the bigger guys. There's some bigger guys in our community, but you know what? we're really talking about big money, you know? Not the big money that we even see with millions of dollars. We're talking millions and billions of dollars, okay? So there's that, okay? So in reality, this is 1 billion sitting here. It's not 1 mil, but it's, you know, it's looking something like that, okay? Regardless, okay? You got your 1 mil sell orders that's somehow going to shove Amazon down, you know, 10% with a float of probably much more. Where are all my things over here on the side? Oh my god, they changed things on me. No, they didn't. I'm bugging. Shares float 9.35 billion. That's what I was saying. And so it would be more like a billion if it can shove it down 10%. That's like a billion around there. All right, billion share, guys. Look at that. All right, regardless, then you come back up, you test it, you have another market auction. The sellers are still prevailing there. You come back and boom, you test that uptrend. And now you have a for sure uptrend, guys, because 3 tests, they make a trend. You have 3 tests of a trend line, that's your trend. Okay, so it's now a worthy trend line. And that's that. And rising wedges, they kind of follow a similar pattern right there. Rising and falling wedges. You need to have 3 touches on one side, 2 touches on the other, right? So there would be a 1, you have a 2, you have a 3, all right? So 3 on this side, you have a 2 on there. You have 5 touch points total. You need the 5 touch point total. You need 2 on one side, you need 3 at least on the other side. That's where you get your wedges from. All right? Regardless, guys, what happens? You dance around it, all right? You dance around it, and that's that, okay? And then what happens? You come here, you sweep the low. I literally just described it. Go back and watch it if you don't you believe me, all right? I ain't got to prove myself here. Look at this thing. This is exactly what we just drew out, guys. This is so picture perfect, okay? You dance around it, okay? Not under it in this case. This is why I was saying you dance around it, you pull back, and you hit it with the bear trap. You sweep the lows. You grab some liquidity, and then you push back up with more buyers this time. Now there's going to be more buy orders when you get back up here than sell orders. And instead of getting this chop you got over here, you're going to go like that. All right. Amazon is getting ready for something big. I'm calling it. All right. I'm calling it. Down here, this is where you want to be loading up Amazon. You know, dated calls, long-term port. This is exactly, I'll bang the table on this bad boy down here. I know I've been wrong about this bad boy because it kind of died on me. But I will definitely say, I can clear as day demonstrate right here to you guys that we have full of structure to go off down here on the weekly time frame. You're coming into a key spot. You've had a bigger decline than you've had over the last, what, year and a half, 2 years? Okay. Okay, this is the weekly chart. I just remembered it's a weekly, not a daily chart. Okay, since you bottomed out in 2022, almost 2 years now, 1.7 years right there. Okay, this is the largest decline you've had to buy this thing. This is your largest dip buying opportunity. You're probably going to be bought up here, 146.57. If you can, you know, do what I described over here. If you take out 154.50 and you really do come back down to 151.60, you probably are just going to test right down here. All right, and at that point, you have the 200 weekly moving average right down here too. I know, you know, I don't really talk about it. That's why I don't want to bring on new things. And, oh, look at this thing. No, guys, I'm very used to my stuff, okay? I'm very used to my stuff, my charts. So that's that. But, you know, if you guys got things that work, that's that. I'm not going to add any fancy indicators or anything, guys. We read price on this channel, and that's kind of like, that's how I like it. We use the RSI. That's pretty much it. Volume is the only other indicator you'll catch me use it, and my EMA. I like my short-term moving average, and that's that. I like it simple. Okay, you got to get above that 200-day moving average, which is going to be right around 168.77. Of course, guys, 166.32. That is the big spot. That's where you know fell underneath there. Okay, and you haven't been able to recover it. If you can get above 166.32, you probably do start pushing towards 173.87. If I had to take a guess. And that's that. Daily RSI is oversold. Weekly RSI is now getting pretty low over here. And yeah, if you do end up coming back down those lows, you're just going to find yourself bombarding with 146.57. And at that point, you're going to rally your freaking butts back off the all-time high because you have an inverse head and shoulders pattern, a massive one going on here. You have a cup and handle pattern. Whatever the heck you want to look at, this is bullish structure up the wazoo over here on Amazon weekly chart. All right, you got this little guy, okay? Look at that smiley face. Then we got our head right here, guys. Oh, look at that. We got our little hair. This guy's going to be a little scary looking. I ain't the best drawer over here on TradingView, but hey, I've been known to dabble. Okay, what do we got going on right there? We got our little dimples. Okay, okay, look at that. You know what? He's got his arms raised for some reason. He's in attack mode right now. I don't know why. Got no idea. Here's little cat-looking fingers. All right. This is Wolverine. Shout out. Did anybody see the Deadpool Wolverine movie? It was a good movie. It was a good movie. Regardless, guys, you got such a good chart going on over here, guys. You come back into 146.57. I think this is like, this is gonna create some generational wealth opportunities. And I laugh when I say that. I am kidding. But I will definitely say, guys, you know, this is just one of those things. I'm going to call them out over time on this channel. We'll call out every single one on the big boys. We're going to be following the big boys. So you could definitely expect that here on the channel. Every time we see something like this, we'll call out when there's big boy opportunity here. Okay. That's that. Moving on to Microsoft. What do we got going on over here? Rejecting off of 404.51. You can literally see my paths right here. Okay, over 404.51. Okay, next resistance is going to be 413. I think you probably do end up pushing up to 417, and then maybe you hit it with that thing. Okay, and then you have 430.82 all the way up there. Okay, but underneath 404.51, that is when you are risking coming all the way back down over here into your golden pocket. Okay, so you do have support right over here around 393. So I didn't mark it on the chart, but you know, the exact level you're watching is going to be 393.13. Okay, wrong level. 393.17. All right, so if you can't hold 319.17, you know, above that, if you want a bonus level here, I got you. 396.08. Underneath 396.08, you got 393.17. If you cannot hold this golden pocket, guys, if you start seeing 390 slip, that's when you're probably revisiting 386 all the way down here at these lows, 385.50. At that point, you could be taking a spill down to 377.16, which is the high of that candlestick right over there. And that's really that, guys. That is really that. This whole massive, you know, impulsive move up you have here. I will just actually point out. Am I looking at this right? A 1, 2, a 3, a 4, a 5, a 1, a 2, 3, and you got a really sloppy head and shoulders look to you. Look at that. All right, head and shoulders everywhere, guys. Boom. Yes. Bear market, here we come. Here we come, guys, but not yet. We're not coming there yet. No, we're not, guys. We're back. All right, the bull market is back. I'm kidding, guys. All right, we clearly have something right around the corner. There has to be something with what just took place. What the heck was that? All right, regardless, Microsoft 200-day moving average rejection. Not the best look. All right, not the best look with the large upper wick we got going on here. All right, it's not looking pretty. But, all right, you're going to have to see what happens at 390. Give up 390, probably revisit the low over here. Okay, your actual support you're watching is 388.03 to bring that reaction. But yeah, all right, that's really what I'm watching over there on Microsoft. Meta, what do we got on here, guys? Okay. Golden pocket, based around here, launched up off your earnings, sold off your supply zone, came back down, started finding buyers over here at, you know, your previous supply zone, now flipped into demand. Okay. You gave that up, came back into that golden pocket, and now you bounced up to the next golden pocket. 498 is going to be your 0.618 fib. Above there, you have 510. Now, that is going to be a really key spot. That is where you have your 0.786 fib for this, you know, decline down here, as well as horizontal resistance. If you can get above 510, you're probably heading to 523.86 to the 531.49 supply zone. Okay, and that's your all-time high supply zone. Get above there, you're probably 550, probably incoming. Not saying that's happened from here because, quite frankly, this thing, you know, is definitely stuck in a range between 460. All right, from like right here, I'm just gonna clearly draw out a range for us. Okay, I'll actually do it like this. Just like that. And then we're going to just go like that. There we go. All right. 530 to 460 down here, guys. You're stuck in that range, baby. You're stuck. You're probably going to stay stuck until you don't. But, you know, when you don't, guys, you're probably going to get a setup. All right. It's probably going to go something like this. You probably are going to do what Amazon, what we just pointed out, how you keep testing this spot. This, guys, this is exactly what I was just talking about too. How you just keep testing these spots, and then eventually, after these pullbacks, you get enough momentum here, enough orders, enough buy orders to get past that supply zone, and then boom, you go off to the races. Guys, honestly, we have this and Microsoft and Amazon and all these things just loading up in that manner, and I think it's probably going to play out that way. Do you want to see another one? Apple. Big break and retest here. Off of the 199.62 breakout level. Daily RSI nearing oversold territory. If you come back down and revisit here, even though price will be in the same spot, it'll probably move this thing closer to 30 on that RSI. Just if I had to take a guess. Resistance is 206.59 and above there 210.30. Then we have 214.62. And then this is my target for this bounce here that we're about to have. Well, I mean, I know we're having, but you know, I don't know if we're gonna just, you know, go for it. I don't know. Okay. If you come down here, you get another shot to play that bounce. I don't know, you know, the exact path here, but 222.27. That's really what I'm watching here on the rebound. That's going to align with the golden pocket. I like it. That's that. Now, same thing we talked about on the other ones. You're going to watch it just like that. Okay, you're going to take it and do it. You already found buyers there once. If you pull back to it, I could just tell you, you're probably not going to find buyers there again. You're probably going to revisit these lows. All right, so that's just that. But yeah, expect buyers in the golden pocket right here at 199.62. That is a key spot. If you cannot hold that, and even if you just start getting under there on a 5-minute candle, all right, you get a close on there with the 5-minute candle, you're probably just coming down to the lows, which is a whole $3 more. I know it doesn't seem like a lot, but $1.50 or 1.5% with $3 right there, that's a decent amount. Funny how I said it was like a 22-minute video earlier or something like that, and now it's a 60-minute video. That's great. Moving on though, guys, that's your resistance. This is your support down here. That's what you're paying attention to. Goog. What do you got? How are we looking over here on Goog? Again, this is like what I'm talking about. They all look like this, guys. There's no way we're about to crash. There's no way. Like, even if we come back down and take out the lows, they're going to retest these such major weekly spots, and we're going to get buyers stepping in. Okay, NQ down 0.61%, ES down 0.4%, RTY down 0.7%. That is how we're looking right now. Okay. We could be, you know, revisiting these lows. All right. But if we do, you have 200 daily moving averages. You have big break and retest levels. Okay. You have big weekly levels. Daily RSIs are just, you know, so far under right now that, yeah, it's looking bad. Okay. You got VIX. Okay. If it spikes back up, we've seen how it likes to get hammered. Hammer time to the downside. It could go both ways. All right. You know, things are set up for if you go down again, you're going to just get bounced right back up. It's not going to crash. All right. Goog, though, 155.20. That is the major spot. If you give up 158.13, you're probably going to push this low here at 156.60. And then you're going to come down to 155.20. On the upside is resistance. We know sellers are stepping in there. Okay. You can see wick. Sellers are stepping in there. It is a respected level. 161.70 above there, guys. 165.76. That is what we got over here on Goog. And with that being said, guys, I do have my one trade idea for you. Okay? And it did not get the daily close. Oh my God. I didn't even check this right at the close. I can't believe that. Wow. Man. Guys, I was excited about this. It looked so sexy earlier. It's not right now, though. I will just tell you in advance. All right, guys, we have a two-sided trade I did that I was unexpected. I was unprepared for this moment right here in time. because I thought this was gonna be closing out right over here, and I thought, yeah, I thought we were gonna have a falling wedge breakout over here. We don't. All right, as you can see, guys, I do like long setups over the short setups. Nonetheless, you do have a short setup right here. You have a both, but you know, right now, oh, it's rain. You guys hear that? Oh, it stopped, guys. Over here in CT, we've been getting this freaking. We got a tornado the other day. Craziness. It was absolute craziness. There were trees falling and stuff. Driving home, freaking trees. Oh, it was craziness. Power was out for too long. Craziness. All right, guys. Big leg up your head right here. You got this uptrend. You're falling right here. You broke underneath it. You're in the falling wedge consolidation pattern. You're pulling back into a key spot at 78708. You didn't quite hit it. You're looking like a lot of these charts, like Goog we just looked at. Okay? You got to get above 816.87, and you got to really get your daily close above there. And I want to see you come up here and test 837.55. That is the key spot that I'm looking for to be tested right here at 837.55. You did not hit it, and it doesn't have to hit it, but it is probably going to do that, and it's probably going to find sellers here in the golden pocket, which is going to be up at the next level at 854.58. High of this candle right here. Okay, guys, so you got some bumps in the road here. Okay, you are underneath that uptrend. I thought you were going to close back above it. I really, the last time I looked at this thing, it was right around high of day. I did not check back. I should have checked. Either way, guys, either way. 837.55, that is your key spot if you get over 816.87. And as you can see, we are rejecting your uptrend on this retest. That is something to note, and it does open the door to coming down to 787.08. And that is that, guys. You do have this heavy volume there. I do like it, and that's that. I did forget to come over Bitcoin. Okay, guys, so you had the hammer candlestick from yesterday. This week's candle so far is just one giant hammer candlestick. It's really not looking bad at all. It is not. Okay, daily RSI oversold. We have tested the 0.618 fib from this whole rally here, guys. This is a whole lot of consolidation we have going on here. We have 2/3 of a year. Okay, 5 months there, 200 days. What is 200 divided by 30? I feel like it's not 5 months. Am I bugging? It's not. What am I talking about, dude? What am I talking about? No idea. It's like 7 months. Yeah, it's like 7 months. That's what I meant to say. 7. I know the math I was doing in my head. 5 out of 12. 5 months minus that would have given 7. Tired math ain't good math. I'll just say that. Regardless, guys, we still can cover these charts, baby. I got you. Right over here, 52884, guys. That is the key level that you were holding right here, and you are bobbing your head up and down right here in between there and 56,500. If you can take out 56,500, that is when you have 59,313 right above, and you can see that is a spot that is also clearly being rejected. You get your reactions here at this level. Okay, above there, guys, you are going to have a clear shot up here, which is going to be 63,794. So that is that. There's a solid shot your bottom's in right now. I'll just, blatantly say that one right there. Daily RSI is already oversold. This is your retracement, guys. The golden pocket is literally just meant as a retracement before moving higher. That is what I use it for. If buyers are going to step in, that's the last stand. That's where they usually do it. If it's tested, there you go. If not, it's going lower. It's having 100% retracement, which would be Bitcoin coming down here at 38K. I'm telling you guys right now, don't be scared in these times. Bitcoin's not coming down to freaking 38K right now. All right? I'll just come out and say it. It's not coming down to 38K. I highly doubt it with what is going on right now coming down there. We have a candidate who is just fully back in crypto. It's not going to happen. That's that. All right, guys. Coin. Pretty similar look to most of these other charts, except here you're above the 200 daily moving average. I like the looks of it. Daily RSI coming up off of oversold territory. And again, all right, whole impulsive move here. You were just retesting this 0.618 fib. The golden pocket has now been tested. Okay, this was a massive move. Massive. 125%, 160 beans. Right over here, you only had 35 beans left. Guys, you've sold off 130 freaking dollars from the high. $120 from the high. Where's my math today? I don't know. It's crazy. Okay. The thing is probably going to bounce back. It's probably going to keep bouncing back from here. Pullbacks are going to be buying opportunities. Bitcoin's probably bouncing back from here, which means this thing will probably be falling. The level that I would be paying attention to here, guys, above 194.93, you have 207.71. Clear as day spot where you broke down from. And above there, 223.03. TLSK, what do you got over here, guys? Pretty similar look. Came down here. This whole entire, 2-year move here? Okay. 2-year move. 2-year move. You're coming back to the freaking retracement right now. This is the golden pocket, baby. You probably are going to find buyers. You have earnings right around the corner. Daily RSI is down in oversold territory. You're coming back into that zone. Except right now it is going to be treated as supply. You have the 200-day moving average right here. You have to get a pop off of earnings, which you're probably not going to get. But you're probably most likely scenario here is you just dance around here and then start basing or something, and then you push off. But then again, if Bitcoin starts bouncing back, these things are known to go for quick rides, like very quick. All right, like that's a 37% rip, and then you fell 54%. Okay, this thing from the low literally had 120%. It still can run up here to the top of that range it was trading in for all that time. Oh, guys, this is the same thing I was talking about again. It's the same thing. Same concept, I should say. Still sell orders. Still sell orders. Boom. You're dancing around. Okay. In this case, I thought you were, bull flagging it up. No, what happens? You come down here, sweep the low. All right. You search for some liquidity. You get the liquidity for the move up. All right. You trapped a bunch of people. Now you come back up and test 2360. You're probably going to break it, and you probably run to the next level. And then you have a breakout in your hands of this massive head and shoulders pattern right here. Inverse head and shoulders pattern. Get out of here, magnet. Get out of here. You're not wanted right now. Okay. There you go. Yep. There you go. I know it's beautiful. I know. And you want to see something else, guys? Okay. Bottom. Top would be 21 bucks. 21 bucks is bringing you up to this high, 42.60. So you break above 23.60, you're coming to 42.60. That is that. I like these charts. I really like how the miners look in particular. Look at this. It's beautiful. You get the same exact look. Same look here. All right. Daily time from over here. You're printing a hammer today. You can see that right up here, 1837 to 1878. That's going to be the key spot you're watching. If you can get above 1760, watch for a straight up push to 1837. That's your 5% move right there. And as support, guys, only thing I can really point out here is going to be 0.618 fib down at 15 bucks. You have absolutely nothing to go off of here. And you know what? That's fine. It looks like it's probably not even going to come back down. I just showed you Bitcoin. The thing looks phenomenal. There's no denying it. This weekly candle looks phenomenal. And it just started. Are they really about to fade it? Probably not. You're probably going to get this large lower wick holding from yesterday. That's that. All right, guys. Now, that is officially what I have for you today. I know. Hour and 8-minute video. We're going on hour and 10. Boom, bop, bing, boop, pow. All right, guys, let me know if you like the longer videos. I will do my best to keep short moving forward. But, we do talk about a lot of stuff here at the end of the day, and it is all free content. If you guys do enjoy that free content, please remember to leave a like. All right. And, go check me out on Twitter. Links are down below. Discord link is down below if you'd like to join me over there. And with that being said, everybody have a lovely rest of their day, and peace.